show is about the fans, for the fans.
As a youngster and as you get older, if you have the base and the fundamentals.
How's it going? It's going to Tatham here. I'm just finished up training now with
the upper back probably at the age of 3 and we're passing a rugby ball. About 12 seasons of Premier Club cricket.
Down the ground.
So it's been a fantastic season so far for us as the Dolphins. A really good season so far. We've got good momentum in this one-day competition.
Really performing well, bowlers, batters and fielders.
Moon camp is really good. Guys are really focused.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Leading Edge with me, your host, Nick Tatham. Once again, we are going to be diving down into the heart of KZN cricket, and we've got two more fantastic guests this evening. Just a quick heads up that if you do have any questions or comments for either of our guests, please drop them in the comment section below the video on our Facebook page, and we'll try and get through as many questions as we possibly can through the episode. I know we do run out of time a lot of the time because we just want to carry on talking, so please make sure you get your comments in and questions in nice and early, and we'll hopefully get through them all. We've got two new guests this evening. One of them's a coach, one of them's a player. Both have played at international level, and that's fantastic to have guests of that caliber with us tonight. So firstly, she was the KZN Hollywood Bets, I beg your pardon, KZN Coastal's women's side coach, and now she has moved up to the National Academy. Dinesha Devnarain, thank you so much, Dinesha, for joining us this evening.
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
How's everything going? It's been a bit of although it's been the lockdown, it's been quite a whirlwind last couple of months for you.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So I started the new gig officially in April, and unfortunately I haven't got an opportunity to meet the girls or see the girls. So it's been a little bit of a schlep, but look, these are trying times, and I'm trying to remain as positive as I can, and so are the ladies. But yeah, we'll just have to be patient, and when the opportunity comes, we've got to be ready for that opportunity.
And as you said, it's bizarre and trying times. And there's our second guest. Look at him, the man himself, Robbie Frylinck. Thanks for joining me.
Hello, Taki. Hello, Dinesh. How are you?
Hi, Robbie.
How are you guys? Good?
Are we good? Yourself?
Yeah, all good, all good.
You look fairly laid back there in your chair. How's it?
Yeah, Taki, it's getting late here now. Old man like me, it's almost bedtime. But happy to be here with everybody.
How are the little ones?
Yeah, as good as can be. Obviously, like Dinesh alluded to there, it's trying times during this lockdown, and to keep two little ones entertained all day and every day is quite tough. But we get through. We've got our health, and that we can be thankful for. Taki, I'm struggling to hear you. Can you turn yours up there? I don't know. Can't hear a word you're saying, Taki.
Rob, Dave McLeod, I'm going to jump in here quickly while his audio. How things?
Good, thanks, and you?
You got to tell me where you are and what the hell is that in the background? You look like you on a big fire safari there. What's going on?
No, this is it's wallpaper in our study here, so I thought it would be quite picturesque.
How's lockdown been? What's the routine been like? Have you settled into it? I mean, it's been 100 days.
Yeah, it's been tough. Obviously we all want to get going. It is our off season, but we haven't been able to sort of get out and about. Obviously, with two young kids, it's been quite testing. We've even moved house during lockdown, so that was interesting. No way. But as good as one can be. Happy.
How's the training? I mean, how are you connecting with the squad? Are you in touch with the other guys and the coaching staff?
Yeah, so what we did well was we, during the initial stages of the lockdown, we had a couple Zoom sessions just to sort of touch base with everybody. And, obviously the trainer, Gav, he gets a bit bored, and I think he was also getting bored in lockdown. So he put a few circuits together for us on a couple of Zoom calls. But yeah, and obviously we've been given the go-ahead to start training. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. So we've all got together, and yeah, so it's good to see everybody. Obviously at a distance, but yeah.
Cool. Let's see if we've got Taki back.
Okay, I think I'm back. Rob, Dinesha, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Don't shout,
much better.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Okay, Rob, as I was saying a bit earlier, I know I just heard Dave talking about sort of what you do. You're able to get off course.
So again, Taki, now you're a bit too loud and you're distorted.
Okay. How's that for level? Is that good?
No, a little bit lower.
Good. Okay. Have you been able? Okay. I'll whisper. Have you been able to play any golf?
Yeah, I think I've got about 3 rounds in Taki. So I don't think it's called golf. I think I just walked around for a good few hours. Still trying to find golf, but yeah, we've been able to get out, so not too bad.
Well, that's fantastic. Okay, let's hop right into it. Dinesha, I'm going to start with you. As we mentioned a bit earlier, how you've enrolled in a couple of months despite being in lockdown. Can you just give us a bit of background as to how the process was for you now to become the National Academy, the Women's National Academy head coach? Were you sort of headhunted from your role at KZN Cricket?
Yeah, I don't think it's. Look, I would like to think that it was something that was bound in the pipeline, but I think I've put a good base there at KZN Women's Cricket. So, and I think CSA saw potential in me with the players that I produced through the pipeline. So, look, I went through the interviews and got shortlisted from here on, and yeah, and then I got the job, and then from here now it's the SA Under 19 ladies, which is actually a high performance team now of 24 girls at the moment. And yeah, I'm supposed to be on National Academy now with from say June to August, and unfortunately that can't happen. So so it's been quite a ride, I must say. But look, I've been really privileged and honored and blessed to get this opportunity. I think it's such a great position for women's cricket, or cricket in general, actually, to have a position like this here. And, I'm going to be obviously in the middle of your provincial structures and then high performance Protea women's. And that link becomes so pivotal now in terms of creating players there, but also making them stay there, because I don't want them to come back down a level. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I can't say I'm enjoying the admin much. I really do want to get out there and just start creating the culture and just putting what we've been talking into play. But unfortunately, that hasn't been happening. But yes, it's been quite a roller coaster from April.
I know you sort of taken the KZN side of the last couple of years, and this last season we saw some really good things. We saw a number of our players moving up into Proteas ranks. Our next generation of ladies, I know we've got some young ladies in our KZN side. Are you excited about them?
Oh, definitely. I think the team we have right now it's a dynamic team, very young but very skillful at the same time. And it was still a little bit of a struggle for me to transition into Cricket South Africa's position, because we're still at that development stage. I mean, we've been in the B League for 4 years, and then we managed to get back in the A League. And due to COVID-19, we could have finished second or third on the log, which was a very good, decent performance that the ladies put in. And I'm happy to hear that all the ladies are still staying in, and we retained our SA players. But yes, that's a fantastic team that we have at the moment, and I'm definitely going to still keep following on their games and just making sure that they put the work in, and they still continue to grow as cricketers.
Rob, I'm going to come to you now in terms of talking about fantastic teams. Our One Day Cup winning side was a pretty good side across the board, and it seemed like there was a great dynamic in the squad. Is that fair to say that the guys really got along really well?
Yeah, definitely, Taki. I think, obviously, again, it's frustrating. You obviously want to win the tournament properly. But, you can't complain. The team, we've always felt that the 50 over competition has been our strongest format. You know, 4-day cricket, we still learning the game. You know, you really need at least 2 bowlers that bowl 140 plus in your bowling lineup to win 4-day games. And you know, we've been a bit unfortunate with injuries with our young guys. You know, like Darren Pavlon. He was injured for a bit, and you know, but now we look at our 4-day stuff, and we've got fantastic bowling line, lots of exciting young players, and then you know, obviously with a new coach comes new ideas and all of that. And you know, I think the one good thing is we were just all honest with each other and said, guys, you know, enough with all the small stuff. Let's go out there and play cricket. We want to create something special, and we've got a really, really nice bunch of guys. And yeah, the good thing about it was that it wasn't just the same people doing the good stuff and saving games and winning games for us. Everybody put their hand up, you know, at different stages, which was great.
Yeah. Have you taken the decision now to hang up your white clothing?
I haven't officially hung it up. You know, obviously I've been involved in some overseas 2020 tournaments and stuff like that, and you know, I can't have my bread buttered on both sides. I've done it for a long time now, and we sort of felt, you know, that to give the youngsters a go and to get guys into cricket, 4-day cricket is where they can, you know, learn the game a bit more before we get into the white ball stuff. So, you know, boys, last season I didn't start the first game, and I thought, okay, awesome, cool. You know, we didn't go to the side, and then we had a couple of injuries in the first game, and there I was again back at it in the second game in Bloemfontein. I think I bowled something like 60 overs. But, you know, I love the red ball and the white format. But you know, for me, where I'm at the moment is I'm enjoying the 2020 circuit. I've been fortunate enough to get a couple of gigs around the globe, and like I said, I can't have it all my way, and you know, play the red ball stuff and go overseas and all of that. So we've been sort of in agreement with obviously the CEO and the coach, where I'm still available for red ball cricket, and we want the youngsters to come through. You know, I shouldn't still be playing, but yeah. I still love the red ball game, and if the coach says to me, "Hey, we need you to play, and we want you to play," then I'll do it. You know, without a doubt.
Dinesha, you towards the back end of your career, you were you were playing and coaching at the same time. How difficult was that?
Oh, at first it was very difficult. Look, you know, you end up having a friendship. You have a lot of friendships amongst the girls as a player, and you know, we got to a stage where we needed a shift in KZN women's cricket. I thought we were very stagnant, and you know, we wasn't getting what we needed out from the coach. And we just played a bland brand of cricket. And so the coaching opportunity came, and you know, the cricket services manager asked me if I'll be willing to play. And at the moment, I still represented the country, so I said, look, I still have a commitment of that there. But if we can try and balance the two, I mean, why not? I definitely want to do it. And then 2015, I obviously got my level 3 certificate, and after that, I think through the years, I've learned a lot of lessons. You know, how to deal with players, you know, when to draw the line. Look, I was coaching players that were senior to me at the time too. And, you know, it became a real struggle at first, you know, especially when you have to sit them out or not play them in big matches. So I did have a lot of hard lessons learned, but, you know, I thought I grew a lot into the position. And, you know, my last 2 or 3 years, you know, I must actually commend the girls on knowing when to draw that line. You know, knowing when, you know, when I still play, I'm there, I'm just a player. So during a match, I'll never get asked, like, coach, what do you want me to do, sort of thing. I was just a senior player in the team, and sometimes the captain sends me from fine leg to fine leg, and that's what I've got to do. And then, you know, as soon as you cross the line again, and then, you know, we had to have protocols in place, knowing that now this is the coach talking, and So it was a bit of a struggle, but I think I'm pretty relieved and proud of where we ended and how the girls just took on the challenge with it as well.
Yeah. Robbie, I see we got a question here from Shayla Nadu. What are your plans long term? I know you touched on the T20 thing. Is there another 2 or 3 years left in Rob Frylinck?
That's if the boss will allow me to. Yeah, obviously we've got exciting players. Obviously we've signed up Ruan de Swart from Northerns. He had a spectacular season up there. Exciting young player. We've got already in our squad exciting young players in terms of Boshi, Keith Dudgeon. We've signed Lefem Tanzi, Baby Andile as well. So we've got some really, really exciting players. Obviously, for me, I'd like to play as long as possible. But my goal is to, and it has been for the last few years, to try and help players to actually push me out. That's how systems work, and they should work like that. Whereas we're breeding a pathway to kick the older guys out. Well, not kick them out, sounds too harsh, but the plan, that's how it should all work. So yes, I have been for the last few years. Even with Calvin Savage, unfortunately he moves on to further south on the coast. But him as well. He was an exciting all rounder for us. Didn't probably get as much game time as he could have. But when you can only pick 11 players, that's how it goes. So again, obviously my intentions are definitely to try and help out where I can, and I have been. And the players know they can knock on my door anytime or send me a message or a call. But try to play for as long as I can. Body's still good. Gavin makes sure that I'm okay. We've got a great agreement. He looks after me. The body's still strong. So obviously we'll see how things go. But I'm in it to play. But obviously, want the young, exciting youngsters to take over.
Yeah. You've been at the Dolphins for basically your entire career. How much has it changed since you started playing professional cricket there?
I don't know, Taki. Look, I've enjoyed the Dolphins, and it's a place. It's my home. Obviously, I went away for a couple of years, which I felt was good for me. Came back home, and I've just enjoyed it.
Yeah. And someone asked you.
The whole question there, Tuck. Sorry.
So is coaching an option?
Say again.
Is coaching an option, as Suleiman asks there?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I was hoping to get my level 3 done this year, but with this pandemic that's come through, we're not too sure what's going on. So we're still waiting to hear. I definitely feel cricket's given me so much over the years that I've got so much to give back. And that's obviously what I want to do. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy working with players that want to improve. For me, that's the plan. If it's something at the union or at a school, I don't mind getting involved in the school where I can pass on. I've been through all the ups and all the that professional cricket can dish out, and I'd like to think I've got a lot to offer and a lot to pass on to younger players.
Yeah, Bianca Nami is asking, is there anything that you regret not doing during your cricketing career?
Not really, Tuck. I think I've been blessed. I think I made my debut in 2005. It's a long time ago. So, obviously, if I didn't crack the nod and didn't get that game for South Africa, you're always going to have something behind you. I'm not sitting here saying I was the most professional sportsman out there. I really enjoy having fun. I mean, we played together, and all the fun that we had. But there's obviously a couple of things that you'd like to do differently. But Tatham, I've been blessed with a career that's gone on quite long, and no, I don't think I'll have any regrets. No.
Okay. Dinesha, just going back to coaching, was it something that you always had a passion for, even from your early playing days?
If I must be honest, no. Playing cricket for my country is different. And I was one of the unfortunate ones that at the time it wasn't contracted and you weren't professional. But my dad was a massive pillar in where I am today. He said, "Look, I don't mind you playing cricket for your country. You've got to study." And through cricket, I got a birthday and he pays it in financial accounting. And I said, "Still study the cricket degree." Goes up to cricket, and then I qualified in 2015, but bachelor's degree in human resource management. And then only, I think, after I got that degree, I applied. I don't know how to explain this, but go through experiences in life, we learn a lot of things. And for me, it became a purpose. As a person, that's what I want to live my life a purpose. It doesn't have to be this way. It's got to be selfless. It's got to be selfless. It's got to make me happy. I think become a coach. And yes, you do have to put bread on the table and wife to start a family. But it became a purpose thing. And around 2015, when I qualified with my degree, and I decided opportunity. I'm not gonna just go. And you know what? The reason why I coach is for the girls or even boys players feel as though there might be a door blocking. There might be some part that's obstacle, and that's exactly why I do it. I make good people and better cricketers, and that's what I love for it. And now it is. It's becoming something I want to do for a very long time.
We're going to take Kaylee's question here for you, Dinesha, first. Thinking back to your playing days, what would you rather do? Defend 6 off the last ball, then have to hit 6 off the last ball?
I think earlier in my days, I think I will probably bowl first, but now, I've learned a couple of new shots, so I'll probably try to hit them.
Rob, coming to you.
How's it, Kaylee? Taki, I've been fortunate enough to be in both situations. I've got it right and I've got it wrong in both situations as well. So it's, as we get on in this white ball stuff, it gets tougher. But I really love it. So I don't mind either. If I have to bowl to defend 6 off the last ball or hit a 6 off the last ball, you've got to back yourself to do both. The worst thing that can happen is you get it wrong, and someone's got to lose at the end of the day. But yeah, definitely give both a go. I don't mind.
Rob, let's go back to your when you played in the CPL. I don't know if that was last season or the season before when you went over to the Caribbean. Building up to that and getting the call up, how was that for a sort of a momentum change in your career?
What was that? Even 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. It was a hell of a. I was super surprised. I was actually my daughter was, I think, 6 days old. We were going for the first week checkup, and I was standing in the doctor's room and I got a phone call and I was like, "Sorry, doc, I've got to just step out quickly." And Hash, I think Hash got injured in England. The Proteas were in England, and he was supposed to go over, and he pulled out. And they called me to see if I was available. I think it was a Thursday, and they said, "Well, are you available?" So I said, oh, "Of course, cheapest." And I had to be there by Sunday. So I think I travelled for the next 48 hours, and was away for 8 weeks. So my wife wasn't too happy with me, but I think I picked a good 8 weeks to go away. But yeah, no, it was fantastic. To get the opportunity to play in any of those tournaments overseas, it's just wonderful. You learn so much from players you bump head with. We had Simon Cattage as our coach, who we all know was a serious cricketer for Australia. Brendan McCullum, he played with us. Then you got all the West Indian stars that were there. Dwayne Bravo, who I obviously knew from Dolphins time. So there were quite a few. So that was awesome. And I didn't play as much as I would have liked to, but that's how it goes. When you go in these tournaments, there's squads of 18 or so, and you're only allowed 4 overseas or 3 overseas. But for me, it's what I've learned the best is, the most, and it's just to learn wherever you go. It doesn't matter if I'm 16 or if I'm 12 or if I'm 35. You can still learn. No matter where you go, you're always learning in this game. And the quicker you as a player realize that you always want to learn and always want to improve, you can go to wherever. So yeah.
And then Bangladesh last year, you guys got all the way to the final. Were you also learning all the way through that tournament?
Look, Bangladesh was fantastic. It was my second year there in Bangladesh. Obviously, first year you're learning. You're always learning, but you're still trying to know what's going on in the place and how the country runs. And it was awesome. We had a great team the first year, and the team up. Was a team up. I'm trying to think who I played with the first year. We got all the way to the playoffs in the first year. And it was the first time that the team had gone so far in the tournament, so that was great. Which then obviously got myself noticed a bit more there, and got picked again to go this last season. And we did really, really well and got right to the final. And we were on top of that final until the last 5 overs. And Andre Russell decided to flex his muscles a bit and show us why he is one of the best in the world. And took it away from us when we lost in the final. But again, awesome experience, and hopefully go back there.
Yeah, I've got one more question for you, Rob, from Suleiman. It's actually a great question. What sort of advice do you have for guys towards the back end of the innings, especially in sort of 50 over cricket or T20 cricket?
Taki, I know it sounds really silly, but it's actually just to stay calm and relaxed. Obviously you've got to get the practice in first. For me, you've got to practice. I mean, Lance Klusener was someone that I started playing with, and he was one of the best in the world at finishing a game. And he'd hit thousands of balls, like half volleys, Yorkers, whatever it is, and make sure. And he always said to me, Rob, I know that if the bowler misses his spot, it's 6. Why? Because I've hit thousands of balls in that area that I know that if he misses it, it's 6. And that's off. And then obviously touching base through the years, we sit and chat with players and I sat Mark Boucher down and I spoke to him and I said to Boucher, you're one of the best finishers in the game. How do you go about it? How do you plan it? And because he's always so calm, and those are 2 of your calmest finishers that you watch, and you think to yourself, surely they're under pressure. And he came up with a theory for me as well, and broke it down how they look at it, and quite quickly and simply, if you've got 50 of 5 overs, that's 50 of 30 balls. He says to you, well, how many 6s can you hit in 30 balls? So, even if I say 4 6s, and he goes, okay, well now you only need 26 of 26 balls. I think it is. If my maths is correct, and then all of a sudden it's a running ball. That's a different ball game. But when you need 50 of 5 overs, you're panicking and you're going, oh my goodness, I've got to swing hard here. But so for me, it's stay calm and relaxed. If you're batting, you know that the bowler's actually under more pressure than you, because with the new bats and the way things go these days, the bowler's always under pressure. The bowler's got to get 6 right. You've only got to hit 2 or 3 out the park, and that's that. When you're bowling, you just got to accept it. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to get hit for 6. We all get hit for 6s. We're going to get hit for 6, no matter if you're the best in the world. Malinga gets hit for 6s. Everyone gets hit for 6s. So for me, it's just stay calm and relax and just back your ability 100%.
Yeah. Dinesha, I'm going to finish with you. Just looking at the ladies' game in South Africa as the game's evolved throughout the world, Are we keeping up with the pace of the ladies' game internationally?
Look, I think our Protea ladies have done really, really well. They've done exceptionally well under the circumstances. And when I say under the circumstances, I mean if you look at India, you look at Australia, England, New Zealand, they have really good structures underneath. So it's their state or provincial cricket, and below that they have all the age divisions correct. And they try to mirror images same as the men's structure. So in terms of contracts as well, you see it in England and Australia now, and I think India is starting to introduce it. Is where they get contracted at a domestic level. Um, you know, so in terms of performances, based on the last 2 or 3 years, we've been a solid outfit. I think we've been putting the performances in, and we've been probably losing very marginally to the bigger countries. I mean, if you look at that semi-final, we just marginally lost to Australia. That was a rain affected match. But in terms of structures, professionalism, we are missing the boat somewhere. Um, I think as obviously as a federation, and as people of South Africa, we need to come together and grow this, because that's the only way. If people start taking notice, there's a way to become glorified, and then people do want to get involved, and then once the ladies feel like they all taken care of, definitely get better participants coming into the structures. And girls won't leave after high school to go look for jobs or study, because that's where we're at now. Is that you can't play provincial cricket and get paid for it. So the girls are gonna try and get a job or go to university, and try to make something of their lives, and that's where we're missing the 8 ball. And I think that's a massive a gap that we missing from the bigger countries.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. Robbie, Dinesha, thank you for joining me. Robbie, you can go to bed now. You look quite... And thanks so much for joining me, guys. We'll catch up soon.
Perfect. Thanks,
Thanks, Nick.
Taki. Thanks, Dinesh. Good to see you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us once again for another episode of Leading Edge with me, Nick Tatham. Thank you so much for your comments and all your questions. We really appreciate it on the show. And we hope to see you again next week for 2 more guests. So take it easy and good night.
The show is about the fans, for the fans.
As a youngster and as you get older, if you have the base and the fundamental.
How's it guys? Tatham here. Just finished up training now with
The upper back probably at the age of 3 and was passing a rugby ball. About 12 seasons of Premier Club cricket.
So it's been a fantastic season so far for us as the Dolphins. A really good season so far. We've got good momentum in this one-day competition.
Really performing well, bowlers, batters and fielders.
Doing the camp is really good. Guys are really focused.